In this tutorial, you will learn how to review company settings and how to modify these company settings. Let's select our company to review its settings. In this video, we will focus on the settings you find under Company Settings, many of which were configured when the company was created. Click Company Settings. Many of the settings on this page have been configured when creating the company. Let's review these and see what settings can be modified. The company name can be modified at any time, as well as the preferred date format. Under Accounting Settings, you will find options that relate to your accounting software and sales taxes. Indicate if you would rather use the invoice number or the AutoEntry ID as a reference in your accounting software. Invoice number is used by default. Note that this field is not available for companies connected to Sage 50. The option to suggest vendor and customer accounts is selected by default. It allows AutoEntry to suggest a matching vendor or customer from your accounting solution when a document is uploaded. Because this is a Canadian company, we have the ability to configure some Gst and Hst options. If this company is not registered for Gst or Hst, you may use this option. All tax amounts will default to 0. If you're not using an accounting solution, and if you are simply using an Excel spreadsheet for your Gst or Hst returns, you may activate this option to tag invoices to a particular Gst or Hst period when they are processed. You will need to specify your frequency and first period start date. In our case, because we are using an accounting solution, we disable this option. Please note that these options are not available for US companies. In the Bills or Purchases and in the Sales section, the default tax code option allows you to automatically suggest a default tax code for each tax rate. Activate this option, click Add Tax Code, and use the drop-down to select a default tax code for your sales and purchases with a specific rate. A default due date can also be defined for all purchase invoices and for all sales invoices. Note that these can also be configured individually for each customer or vendor. If you would like to capture line items on your purchase and sales documents for all vendors or customers, activate the Capture Line Items option. Note that for purchases, you may also set a default due date and turn on the Capture Line Items option for specific vendors. Please refer to the Company Contacts video to learn more about configuring vendors. Optionally, you may add one or several notification email addresses. If you use this field, AutoEntry will automatically send notifications when documents are uploaded. The Notify Uploader option may be used if multiple users upload documents to AutoEntry to let them know that their files are ready. In the Mailbox Settings section, you may customize the email addresses for various document types. These mailboxes allow you to forward documents, such as invoices you receive from your vendors, either as PDF attachments or in the body of the email. If you're a bookkeeper or an accountant working with multiple companies, you may customize the Additional Details section to add a client ID and a client type for this company. Finally, under Preferences, indicate whether you would like to automatically move items from your inbox to your archive once they're published to your accounting software. This option is active by default. Shared links will allow you to share invoice images. If you select Private, users must log in to AutoEntry to view documents. If you select Public, anyone with the link will be able to access the image. In our example, we select Public. This will allow us to click a link directly from our accounting program. Last but not least, this Require Expense Categories option, when activated, will force all document uploaders to select a category when submitting an expense report. This option may be useful, especially when some receipts may not have a clear description of the invoice type. After modifying your company settings, click Save Changes. Congratulations! You now know where to find the main company settings and how to modify them.